All right, blessings. What is up, all you magical people? It's good to see you guys. Guys, I'm going to be doing fire signs first. So if you're a fire sign, hang out for a second. Get comfortable. Hope everybody's day is magical and blessed. It is full of surprise, full of wonder, full of questions. It's important that we ask questions. It's important that we push ourselves to understand the deeper meanings to why we're experiencing the things that we're experiencing. Right, so if you're a fire sign, this is going to be for you. For the fire signs, I'm looking at this is the inverted hermit. The hermit looks back at his life as he comes to forks in the road or dead ends, and he begins to look at what he's doing and analyze it on a deeper psychological and emotional level. We begin to understand why we are failing or why things aren't working out for us like we knew they would or thought they would. Right, so there's a reason, a deeper understanding to all things. Right, so the hermit teaches us to look deeper into the things that are blocking us, deeper into the directions that we wish to go. This is coming in upside down. So there's some progress, some movement forward that hangs in the balance for you. I can feel it. It's like something you're trying to get to, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm looking at stability. I'm looking at the number 4, which speaks on stability. It's coming into the future. So we're speaking about learning and opening up some new avenue in your life that makes you more prosperous, that makes you feel good, whether that's love, money. I'm looking at greater achievements as something that we feel and seek, but it's something that hasn't happened yet. I'm looking at a lack of teamwork. I'm looking at two beings coming together and button heads. So it's like two people not working together. So this could be, for some of you, it could be a lover, it could be a coworker, it could be you and your guides. So for some of you, and this is because of the lack of information that's happening in your life right now, I'm looking at it, it's sending you in a downwards trajectory. The cards are making a downwards trajectory. So it's like we're not learning our lessons from something, so this keeps happening. I'm looking in the future, things are going to be different, things are going to be changing in the situation. It just hasn't happened yet. This is kicked sideways going forward into the future. So I'm looking at the sun coming out over the situation, but it's just something that hasn't reorganized itself. So I'm looking at a reorganization. Huh? Yeah, I'm looking at a reorganization taking place in your life. The fire in you makes you want to move, makes you want to be free, makes you yearn for passion. So a lot of people don't really know what that feels like. A lot of people haven't never experienced what it's like to be truly passionate about something. Right. So for us to teach ourselves something that we've never experienced before, it's difficult. It requires constant effort, constant applied force. And that's what I'm looking at is what's going to be opening up the door for you right on the corner. So if you got something you're trying to make happen and it's not, this is why. I'm looking at walking away from someone or something is also going to be important for you coming up. I'm looking at you taking that fire energy inside and kicking the tires and lighting the fires and woo, when we walk away from some type of situation that's no longer conducive for your higher growth or your higher experience along the way. I'm looking at a conversation playing out with you in a younger energy. I'm reading for fire signs right now. So if you're a fire sign, also guys, I'm doing the air element next. So if you guys are air, you guys are up next. I'm looking at conversations taking place around stability. So for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, I'm looking at areas of stability are going to be highlighted in this up and coming, you could call it couple month cycle. I'm looking at 2 lunar months. The next 2 lunar months are going to be focused around reorganizing and reshaping the way we express yourself on a financial level, learning how to make money, learning new ways to make money, and then also learning how to contribute, how to spend your money more wisely. It's learning how to also to reorganize our life in our love space, reorganize the family, check up on everybody. Right? As you put more effort and intention into your family blossoms and blooms. Right? So we have to learn that, especially for the parents in the family, you have to play both mother and father sometimes. We all play a masculine and feminine role in all of your relationships, all of you. I don't care if you're more masculine leaning or more feminine. On some level, we have to get to where we express both the masculine and feminine qualities, both exactly in balance and in harmony at the same time. That is how you achieve real love. As we learn to express, this also comes through an understanding of what masculine and feminine energy really is. And what does that union, what does that sacred union of opposites look like? So, this is what maybe a twin flame, a soulmate. This is also learning to fall in love with yourself in a completely new way. All right, guys. For the fire signs, I'm going to leave it there. All right. Let's move on to the earth element. We're going to do earth next. So, if you're an earth element, this one's going to be for you. Guys, if it's good to see you guys, man. Guys, if you like the sessions and you want to book a reading, there's going to be a link down in the descriptions and in the comment section. All right. The sessions, if you guys book a personal session, that's where the real magic happens. When we sit down in a live back and forth one-on-one session, I'm going to cover every aspect of your reality. I'm going to cover the earth, air, fire, water, and ether aspects of your entire life. Right. So that's the genetic blueprint to your experience here, the way you speak, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you hear, right? Everything about our perception relies off of the way we receive information. Sometimes that's through touch, sometimes that's through sound. So it depends upon the way that we react. So some people, when negative things happen around them that are unexpected, they don't handle it very well. They react poorly. They scream. They yell. Right? And that is not the way. So we learn to handle explosive situations in a new way. So guys, the next frustrating situation that you get in, here's what you're gonna do. As soon as that shit happens, as soon as it kicks off, you're gonna stop what you're doing and you're gonna begin to breathe in your nose and out your nose only. You're gonna close your eyes and you're gonna breathe. Right? In just a few minutes, you're gonna notice that your heart rate begins to calm down. Right? Whatever you do, we don't respond. That's the key. Right? So we learn to remain calm in chaos, calm in the storm. So that doesn't mean blah, 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 blah. That only creates more chaos. Right? So if we've always done that in relationships, let's try doing something different. So this month is going to be encouraging you to be opening up your heart in new ways to responding to relationships. It's not just about love, man. Guys, it's not just about love and relationships. It's about learning how to communicate effectively, learning how to communicate with your partner, learning how to bare your soul to another being. it's sacred. That's real intimacy. So if you guys don't have that in your love life, in your partnership, then it's time that we get out of it and we go find one that gives you just that. Right? It is a sacred thing when you find somebody that you love enough to not only bear your soul to them, but they feel safe and comfortable to bear their soul with you. That is the sign of the highest order, the highest compliment in the world you can get from somebody is when they open up to you emotionally. All right, so we're gonna do earth elements now. If you're an earth element, what's up, man? It's good to see you guys. Guys, I also teach telekinesis and I do holographic healing sessions that would instantly open and activate all of your chakras at the same time. I've just put out some new client videos, man. Go watch them. They are next level. You will see me move through the phone lines into this person in Topeka, Kansas, and literally cause physical reactions, convulsions in their body as I move the energy through the body. Next level shit, man. It's exciting. It's exciting to be at this time. All right, we're starting on the earth. So I'm looking at a grounding effect taking place. I'm looking at you going outside and learning how to ground your energy properly. For some of you guys, this is going to be permaculture, where you learn how to grow plants and you take copper poles and you wrap wire around it and you stick it in the ground. So for some of you guys, this is going to be learning how to use frequency, learning how to use metal to assist the growing process. For some of you guys, this is going to be wrapping copper jewelry, learning how to make copper jewelry to bring you more money. So learning how to work with the elements is going to be on highlight this month for all the earth elements. So if you guys have watched those videos of people wrapping jewelry and making crystal jewelry, man, get to it. Get started, man. It's not that hard. It's just start saving up the money to get what you need to get started, and we begin to push yourself. Right? We watch video after video after video until we get it. Right? We get the drill out. We take the copper. We get busy. So if you guys are making staffs, making wands, making some type of magical tool, right? It teaches you how to express yourself on a deeper creative level. For some of you guys, this is going to be learning how to express with your voice. When I say guys, I don't mean like guys, I mean like, everybody. All right, so make sure that you're learning how to open your mouth and to project noise, right? So what we learn to do is to harmonize your vocal cords, right? So this is something that all of you guys can do as you're listening to the frequencies of the chakras. Open your mouth, man, and push and begin to harmonize your vocal. You don't have to take lessons. You're sitting there and there's no one else around you, man. It's important that you begin to match your vocal patterns with the patterns of the harmonic resonance. That's what sets it off inside the body. So your vocal cords are 1,000 times more powerful than just that video that you're watching. That's already powerful. All right. So for some of you guys, you're going to be learning how to use your voice to project your will in a new way. I'm reading for earth signs. If you guys are just jumping in here, man, I'm reading for earth signs right now. The next is what I'm going to read for is the air elements. All right. All right. So for some of your earth signs, I'm looking at some form of negative aspects to religion is going to be popping up for you this month. So I'm looking at this to be. So this would be like the negative aspects, understanding dogmas, learning not to trust people just based off their word. This is like trusting someone based off their position instead of gauging their actual intelligence. So this is like someone's older than you and they're like, oh, you should just trust me. Don't fall for those things. Right. So we want to make sure that we get out of that dogmatic way of thinking. Right. So someone that is 10 years old can teach a 30-year-old many things. Many things. Right. So once we begin to take a step back and we begin to look at all the dogmatic practices and beliefs that you've been taught throughout your life, and we begin to throw those things out. I'm also looking at you outgrowing certain practices and certain customs. Because it's like we started the path and we were like all over the place trying to figure out which religions got it or which pathways got it. But then I'm looking at you making progress throughout your experience and your spiritual awakening. I'm looking at massive progress taking place. I'm looking at the Emperor. This is where we learn to become based, rooted in logic, rooted in our emotional space. We learn to combine the water element with the thoughts. And we sit on the throne, a master of our universe, a master of the multiverse. Right, so this is what we're going for. Until we get to this stage, it's about achieving this at small increments in your life. So this is, let's say, a win. You've been working on a project for 3 months, and then it happens, and then bam, right? We get to express the Emperor for a little bit of time period. Guys, the tarot, as we move through the tarot, we must understand that as you express these elements in your day-to-day life, they change, right? So these are moments in time and space that you are experiencing right now in this moment. For some of you, this is in the car driving home, driving to the store. For some of you guys, this is getting ready to go to the store, getting in your car, starting the car. I'm looking at a fast-paced energy coming over the entire Earth element lineup this next couple moon cycles. I'm looking at your life speeding up. I'm looking at things forward progression making its path in your life. So maybe if you felt stagnant or stale in your progression or your money aspect, I'm looking at things begin to speed up for you coming up. I'm looking at luck. I'm looking at fast paced luck. So this is where, like, let's say you're trying to get a new job and you've been putting in applications and nothing's been hitting. This is where all of a sudden, bam, out of the blue, you get like 3 places that call you and they're like, hey, you want to come work for us? Whatever that is. Or let's say you're trying to make money in some type of new creative endeavor and you haven't been able to do it. And then I'm looking at bam. Make sure you guys are stopping. When you guys walk by and you guys see flowers, make sure you guys stop. You need to stop what you're doing. You need to go over to the flower and you need to put your nose in it and you need to breathe really deeply. Every time you walk by and you see flowers, especially with your kids around, you stop. You show them that we stop in this place and we smell the flowers. It teaches your children so many different aspects of learning how to appreciate nature, how to appreciate also flowers release chemicals, a pheromone that begins to relax your central nervous system. Different flowers do different things, they have different effects. So make sure that as we're walking by, you're taking the time to also observe the beauty. Notice the sacred geometrical shapes and patterns, the patterns that they make. Right. So we begin to observe nature in a new way. Guys, if you're just jumping in, man, I'm reading for earth signs right now. The next one I'm going to be jumping to is air. So you're an Aquarius, Libra, come in and hang out. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to end it there for the earth elements. All right. What's up, man? Good to see you guys. If I missed your comment, man, I apologize. Good to see you guys, man. I'm going to start doing these on a regular basis on this platform. So it's good to see you guys. Thank you so much for supporting my work, man. Thank you guys for sharing this. Guys, smash that share button. It helps me reach more people. Guys, there's also, if you're jumping in and you want to book a session with me, there's a link in the comment section. I'm going to post, can you post that link? I'm going to post a link to my website in the comment section. So if you guys want to shoot me a message, you can message me in the comment section on the platform as well. The sessions that I did, we would do a one-on-one session, and extremely powerful. It would cover every aspect of your reality. This would give you the cutting edge that you need in order to shift your life from one version and perspective of reality to a completely new one. This is a quantum jump. And this is where we understand the keys that it takes to put inside the lock to shift your entire life. There are people out there right now that are fighting, kicking, and screaming to get a new life, to get a new start, but they don't have options. They don't have an understanding of what they need to do, the path that they need to take. Right. So for some people, they can't just go get in the car, throw their stuff in, and just take off. Right. There's things that they've weaved, tangled webs that we must learn to cut away from. All right. So we're gonna jump into the air element. All right. So for the air element. So I'm looking at somebody around you sending you some type of negative energy. All right. So I'm looking at the five speaks on loss and conflict, and I'm looking at the black eight. The black eight speaks on sex and magic. Sex and magic in the black version would be black magic or the darker aspects to that. So make sure that you're practicing psychic protection. Make sure that you're saging yourself. Make sure that if you notice a significant shift in your energetic or emotional space in a short period of time, something's up. Something's wrong. You're being attacked, or someone's thinking negative thoughts, or something is shifting, somebody's working against you in some way. A lot of times this comes from family members, man. Your mom, your brother, your sister, could be your best friend of 10 years. A lot of times it's the person that you least expect it, right? And their thoughts and emotions and ideas, literally as the second they think them, have a negative impact on your psyche and on your emotional space. So I'm looking at new protection is needed, learning how to protect yourself. So I'm looking at the inverted tree. This would be the tree of growth, the tree of liberation. It's coming in upside down. So I'm looking at you going through something. The air signs right now are experiencing some of the darker aspects to consciousness right now. So if you're an air sign right now and you're like fighting with your partner, or you're experiencing some type of setbacks in your financial space, yeah, the zodiacal alignment in the sky above you is not in your favor. I'm also looking at there's aspects that was needed to learn. Sometimes we just have to go through the darker stuff to get to the point where we can experience the light. Does that make sense? Right. We have to shift through the spectrum, red shift, blue shift. Right. We have to understand all sides to our emotions and our thoughts so that we begin to appreciate when things are good. Right. Right. So you're coming up, the air signs. You're going to be learning a new level of trust this month. Right. So you're going to be really called upon and guided to trust the universe, trust the multiverse with your entire heart. If you guys are being told to stop something, change your diet, uh, whatever that is, whatever you're being guided to trust, just make sure you're approaching it with an open heart. This right here is how we go to the multiverse wholeheartedly, willing to change any aspect of our life that is needed. This is the way your guides want to talk to you and see you. This is the way we show up. We don't show up with an attitude or take the information we get and throw it to the side. We listen. We agree. Sometimes it's hard for you to see the things that you don't like about yourself. So this is where tarot readings or professionals come in that act as a mirror, that reflect back the things that are needed for you to understand, that are going to really help you grow, not just sugarcoating reality. if you're an air sign and you're thinking about trying, I'm looking at you trying some type of psychedelic, or whether that's just going to some type of gathering and sitting around, whatever that is, make sure you're allowing yourself to tap into nature in a new way, to let yourself experience. For some of you, you have a deep depression that is sunken so far inside your system that the only way to get it out is through psychedelic influence. Some people's that's the emotional damage that some people are at. So wherever you're at, man, if you're thinking about using mushrooms or things like that to help heal yourself, man, this is the time that we start, the time that we try. For some of you guys, I'm looking at you traveling. I'm looking at a level of protection, an extra level of protection that is over you. So you might be down here on the ground, man, but your people are up here watching everything that goes by, riding right there with you. Most of the time on the hood of the car. A lot of people feel alone in this place. Once you make that psychological connection that you're never alone, it changes everything. So for the air signs, there's going to be some issues in the psychological space. There's understandings. There's a reorganization of thought that's going to be occurring this month. I'm looking at like a Rubik's Cube reshaping and unfolding. This is the way we view reality. We constant add information. We take stuff away, outdated information. We begin to push back, throw away, and we implement new ideas, new realizations about reality until it fits. Right? And that's what we're looking for, is the pieces that fit to make your life exactly what it is that you want to see. Right now in the airspace, the airwaves, I'm looking at something's brewing. Something's brewing in your life. It just hasn't happened yet, but it's there. It's about to cook off. It's about to fire off. It's just something that's heating up right now. If you focus, you can feel the fire. You can feel the heat. So we want to invite that level of, how much more logs do I have to add to get it burning? Those logs, that represents your experiences here, the effort that you put into your game. How much effort are you putting in to your life, to making your life better? We got to be honest with ourselves. Am I putting in enough effort into my life just to see the change that I want, that I need, that I deserve? And if the answer is lacking, that's where we get to cracking. All right, I'm going to end the reading there for the air signs. All right, we're going to do water next. Water signs. What's up? What's up? You too. How's everybody's day going, man? Comment down below. Let me know what your zodiac signs are so I can make sure. I'm going to put a couple lists together. Over the next few days, I'm going to start bumping out. I'm going to put, I think Pisces is first, so we're going to start with that. I'm in Las Vegas, man. Where are you guys watching from? All right, so all right, we're in the water section of our body. That's what the five elements are. The five elements are the blueprint of your entire existence, right? So right now we're in the water aspect. Water is what binds it all together. Water is a sacred fluid. It is a very misunderstood fluid. I know everybody looks at that stuff and calls it water, but that doesn't describe what its function. It doesn't describe what that does. Our language sometimes complicates our understandings of what we experience, right? So we can't just look at that and call that water. It's a magnificent form and substance that is programmable. They say water like it's just something, it's just water. I mean, think about that. We are able to use it as a weapon, as a communications a device, and there's so many aspects to water that we use on a daily basis that we're just not aware of. So understanding the water elements, what's going to be key for some of you guys, especially if you've been a water element and you don't really understand what it represents in your life. Your emotional level is going to be higher than other people, right? So your aspect of your emotions, for some people, it can be felt deeper than the average person. All right. Coming up, if you're a water sign, I'm looking at there's some things going on with the home that are going to be highlighted this month. I'm looking at a symbiosis taking place. Symbiosis is a bonding effect that takes place between two or more beings. This is where we get to a level of connection where no words are needed, right? Just that connection, that feel, right? So it's where you're sitting next to somebody on the couch and you just touch their hand, and no words are needed. In that moment, everything is understood, right? So right there, that's what we're looking for. Right there is the level that we want to get to with anyone else in the world that we choose. It's not just, I guess, it's not just with your partner. We want to take that and we magnify that out into the world, and we begin to select times when we want to open up to that level and times we don't. Right. So we're gonna go backwards now through the flow of time. Oh, we're gonna talk about your thoughts. Coming up, I'm looking at a deeper understanding of the ego taking place. So this is understanding that not all the voices inside your mind are your own. Understanding where those voices are coming from, it allows you to then learn to control them. Right. So this is what's going wrong in our society. There is a misunderstanding about what is taking place inside the mind. Once we understand that, we change a few things and we have some aha moments, right? That's where we begin to heal. And it's through that healing process that your once enemies become your best friend. Right? So what we learn to do is we learn to take the negative voice inside your mind, that is what people call the ego, and we learn to flip it from where it goes from a negative ego to a positive ego. So now inside your mind, instead of hearing, oh, that's not going to work. This is never going to, why am I having to go through this? I hate this. This is never going to work. I'm not even going to try doing it because it's not going to, things like that. Instead of hearing things like that, you're hearing, keep going. You've got it. You're right around the corner. You're almost there. It's like your ego carries you across the finish line sometimes into the promised land, which is the land of milk and honey. Right? So the more we strengthen that bond and that connection, the more we open up the power that's inside the mind. Man, the water elements have core activation codes when it comes to learning psychokinesis. Right. So if you guys can just get past and learn how to control your emotions, which most of you cannot. Most of you are horrible at controlling your emotions. There's the water signs that for a couple of reasons you've never been taught, but at the same time, There's an anger that lies in most of you, deep rage and anger. And most people try to shun it or try to not focus on it, but it festers inside. So if you're an or a water sign right now, make sure you're acknowledging that fire, that anger that's inside of you, because that's going to come in. Never mind, we're going to go for it. All right. All right. I'm looking at conversations taking place with you and someone. I'm looking at a scolding taking place. This is like sitting down, like, why are you doing this? I don't understand. Why are you making this hard? Why? So I'm looking at some type of scolding effect taking place in some partnership in your life. So make sure that we're understanding the emotional dynamics when it comes to two people getting each other to understand their perspective. A few things has to happen. For one, there has to be a willingness to be wrong. Right? If you're trying to express your understanding of a situation to your partner and you're not willing to go into that with, hey, I might be wrong in this situation. Let me understand what their point of view is. Like, that's what we're looking for. When we can enter into a conversation from that experience, man, that's where we start off on the right foot. Right. So when we're learning to merge with a partner and we're learning how to communicate our feelings effectively, it takes patience, right? We have to speak clearly and keep your voice at a monotone level. When you're conversating, whether that's a kid or a partner, whoever that is, we want to make sure and we want to speak to them with respect at a calm vocal tone, baseline, emotional space, right? So that's how you effectively communicate a message. If not, you lose. Sometimes it teaches us that we're not always right, and that's okay because then you get to a place where you're always right. So see how it's a win-win situation, right? So sometimes the more you lose, the closer you are to winning, right? We know that. But if we can open up to an understanding of asking questions about our life and our world, the more success you're going to have, the more progress you're going to have. 90% of people's problems right now is they don't ask enough questions. They're not asking the deeper questions, right? So we're going to start with this place for all the water signs, man. You guys need to start with this. This scares the shit out of all you guys, man. It just comes with something about your programming, something about your code that makes you scared of the dark. Almost all water signs are scared of the dark, scared of demons in some way, shape, or form, terrified of them. Right? So if you're a water sign right now, make sure this is your sign, your call to action, that we go into the dark and we learn to see what's what. Who's telling the truth? What are demons? What is the darkness? Beautiful realizations come from that. So if you guys are a water sign this month, man, it's going to be about confronting the shadow. Dr. Carl Jung has some amazing information. So if you guys go look up him, he'll give you some key insight when it comes to understanding the shadow on a deeper level. All right. Guys, all right, man, listen, I'm going to jump off. All right, I'm going to come back and watch this, check it out, see if I want to go deeper into the session. So, guys, if you liked it and you want to book some sessions, or if you just like me, want me to keep doing readings like this, drop me a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, I will see you very soon. If you guys want to book a telekinesis or a holographic healing session, shoot me a message, drop me a comment. I'll see you soon. Enjoy your mortality. Let's see, now where's the off button?